Yo, what up? So, you see me in my McDonald's uniform. So this is the uniform that I go with at work every day. Of course, wash your clothes. Cause yeah, nobody wants to work while smelling your dirty sweat. It's wrong. Like, please practice a good hygiene, like deodorant and all that stuff, please. All right, with this introduction out of the way, let me just tell you how it is working at McDonald's. So a little bit of backstory about me. I worked at McDonald's part-time, so 4 hours after my 9-hour job. I work the kind of like the night shift, like from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Let's dive and see the misconceptions and is it worth it to work at McDonald's? This video is not sponsored by McDonald's or by anyone, nor Burger King or KFC or whatever. It's just my real experience. I worked there for 6 months, believe it or not. I had kind of like some work culture shocks or whatever. Working at the restaurant, you have to follow a lot of guidelines and regulations. Like, nobody wants, while they're eating their burger, to see a strand of hair or some like nasty shit like that. Alright, first thing you have to know is that if you're a boy, you can have long hair, but you cannot have long beard. It's just a health policy, I think. Yeah, it's just a health policy, I guess. And that's like, you have to follow it or else bye. Working at McDonald's at least 4 hours. Like, please bear that in mind. Whatever I tell you, you have to like see it through the part-time 4-hour lens. Let me get this out of the bat. Like, let me just tell you, having like seen my colleagues with the 8 or 6 hour shifts, it's brutal. Honestly, it's a demanding job, and it's not easy, yet it's not super hard as well. It depends on the day, and what I mean by hard, I'm not trying to discount the physical effort, because you definitely have to put in a lot of physical effort. But I'm saying the fact that the complicated workflow nature that other jobs might have at McDonald's, it's not really present unless you work in the kitchen, because working in the kitchen is more technical. You have to know like what order you have to put in everything and to construct that burger or whatever, and then send it out for the rest of the employees to pack it up nicely and give it to the customer. It is, in my opinion, not a difficult and hard job if you're working 4 hours. If you're working 8, of course, that it will increase, right? The more hours you work, the more difficult and challenging periods you will encounter. If you're a more like a lethargic person, then I don't think you'll be 100% enjoying working at McDonald's, because one, there are many things McDonald's is not, but one thing that is 100% true is that you have to move quick. You have to be quick as fuck, boy, like Sonic. And you have to be also careful. It's kind of like the real version of Diner Dash or another like restaurant games where you have to click super fast, you have to be super fast, you have to be reliable, you have to move fast and not like bump into other colleagues, because let me tell you, the restaurants, the majority of the floor space is the eating area. The kitchen and the crew quarters and the whole like shebang is really cramped. It's full with like instruments and devices, and it's like a whole wow thing. All day and all night I hear about the standards and like you have to do this and like yeah. But funnily enough, you only hear about the standards when you break the standard. Like nobody tells you first day like, hey, you should really do this and do that. Like funnily enough, in the 6 months I've worked at McDonald's, nobody taught me, like I did not have a training course. I had a crash course, right? So they put me in there and they were like, hey, do this. Like, no explanation, no nothing. You have to be quick. You have to really think quickly, because if you're not, you're gonna miss everything. The new burgers, the new like wrapper that comes into burger, they all change pretty regularly because they have like promotions and stuff, right? So there's a new burger that has a new like case. You have to be like, yo, this is this and that is that, because when you're moving, when you're doing orders and you have to move fast, you have like 10 orders in pending, you're not gonna pay extra attention. You gotta be like super fast, almost close to like cruising mode. So my experience was really great. I heard about other people that have bad experiences, so I want to share with you my good experience while working at McDonald's in this time frame from 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. Yeah, 2 jobs, working a day to like 13 hours work. It's tough. It's really tough, but if you don't have any other alternative, only McDonald's works during these hours. So there you have that. The first month that I worked at McDonald's, I did only a couple of things actually, if I think about it, but I stayed in one place, and that is the beverage corner. I stayed there, and what I did basically was push some buttons and like make sodas, like Coke, large Coke, medium Coke, small Coke, Fanta or Sprite, or like, I don't know, iced tea, whatever. I had to like make coffee and ice cream. Coffee and ice cream. Ice cream, you know, the McSundays and the McFlurries. And also, on top of that, I also had to deliver the hold orders from the drive-thru. So yeah, I had quite a lot of things on my plate, and I definitely enjoyed working there, but it's not my favorite corner anymore. It's too much stuff to do, honestly. And I dislike the fact that the person who stays there has to deliver the on-hold orders from the drive-thru, and sometimes it's really tough. If you're having a lot of orders and you have to like make a lot of juice, a lot of sodas, prepare a lot of sodas in advance, plus here comes an ice cream order, plus another guy or gal tells you that you have to deliver like 3 orders to 3 cars that are waiting there, and you're like, can I just like have a glass of water, please? So yeah, it can get pretty hectic from time to time, depends. Like, I call them zombie waves. You know, the customers who can come to the restaurant to eat, I call them zombies, because that's how they behave. Honestly, they behave like fucking zombies, or like, give me food. Moving on to the delivery and the service category. So these are the posts where you actually make the orders and give them to customers. The only difference is that the delivery section is more like hardcore, because they have to like really like seal the bags, because yeah, you give them to a delivery person, you have to close all the bags, you have to make sure that everything on that order is put there, because there is no, like, if you forgot to put like a sauce or something, the guest will not come back and be like, hey, you missed like to put the sauce. It's quite difficult to do that when you're at like delivery. Also, there are 2 more stations, let's just say that. The kitchen, where you prepare the burgers or the nuggets or whatever meal, like usually food comes out except potatoes, like french fries. The potatoes section is different and separate from the kitchen. The potatoes is actually my favorite station now, because it can be hardcore, not gonna lie. Like, you have to do a lot of things there. I was never in the kitchen, so I cannot tell you what's the experience there, but I was heavily involved in making french fries, so I can tell you that making french fries is actually very difficult, because you have 3 main appliances. You have the freezer and the portion machine, you have the fryer and the display station or something like that, where you like throw the ready french fries into there, and you just like scoop them with a special like instrument, and you put them in very nicely in the little carton. So yeah, it sounds like you don't have much to do, but trust me, when you have like 10 orders and people are screaming, where's my small fries, where's my medium no salt fries, you know, it can be quite demanding, because that freezer with the portions, you have to put potatoes in there. Like, that thing is not automatically restocked. The first objective that the person who works the fries has, the primarily focused, is that they must have fries in the display area at all times, because in case you need to do a restock, or in case you need to, I don't know, like work the frying machines, you know, like you have to, in the middle of frying, you have to like shake them so that they won't be stuck. Other colleagues that, I don't know, they need like a couple of fries, so they can actually portion like the fries for themselves and then just leave. If you don't have fries, then that's a problem, because the restaurant kind of stops, the orders are not going out, and there will be some snarky comments from your fellow colleagues that, oh, that guy is like slow as fuck, like we don't have fries, everybody panic, you know, like all them like sarcastic jokes, which are kind of like trash, but yeah, it's true. It's true. Fries are the second most ordered item at McDonald's. I don't know if that is true, but my manager just told me that. So I go with his words. I am not sure if that's a fact, but I believe him. Also, let that bitch be known, the only thing that goes on fries is just salt. That's it. No MSG, no bullshit, just plain old, good old salt. That's it.